Welcome everybody to this week's Magical Monday, the time of the week where I do an intuitive guidance reading for the week ahead. So this week we're going from today, which is Monday the 20th of February, right through to Sunday the 26th of February. And as usual, I channel guidance through me to give you the intentions that I set are always for your highest and best good, to give you some direction, some guidance, some next steps to guide you through your week, to give you support you in having the best week yet. So if you're jumping on live, please pop a comment in to say hi. It's always nice to interact. And if you're watching this on replay, again, please feel free to comment and I will circle back to you. And welcome, Sheila. Lovely to have you. My regular buddy. It means so much to me to be able to interact like this. It helps to give me confidence. It helps me to validate, and I so appreciate your time and energy. So, for any of you joining me live or on replay that don't know me, I'm Joan McEwen, and part of my journey is in giving back. So, by allowing channeled information to come through from the higher realms, I work from a place in the Akashic Records, which is the eighth dimensional space. So it's in this area, this frequency, this dimension that my guides come through and give wisdom, they give healing, they give you guidance for your highest and best good. So it's up to you. You have free will whether you choose to take it on board or not. But I know from experience, the more that you listen to the guidance, the messages coming through for you, the better your life is, the more effective, the more dynamic it is, the more momentum you get, and that's when the magic happens. That's when you really start to align to who you are, your purpose work. It helps to improve your health. It helps to really anchor you in for your purpose work. So super excited to share all this today. So when I was preparing for this reading today, 3 decks of cards popped out, and the message was that to share a card from each of these decks. So we'll see what comes through as the guiding force today. So the first card that's jumped through is meditation. And so the message here is saying, please meditate with your angels, guide your mind and body to focus upon peace, health, and wellness. And the message that I hear coming through here is get a sense of people rolling their eyes and going, oh yeah, we know all about health and wellness and peace. But the message here is it's a reminder about the frequency that you move into when you really focus on your health, focus on your wellness, and focus on peace from an inner perspective, but also the more that you are at peace, the more that you're calm, the more you exude that vibration out into the world, and the more peaceful people around you become, and ultimately the planet as well. And so the more that we can raise that vibration and sustain it, and it feels like this week the message is about challenging you to sustain a higher frequency, because it's easy to just go about your day-to-day business and go, yeah, I've done some exercise, I've done my meditation, I've done my journaling, I've been and had my acupuncture, I've done Pilates, I've had a massage, whatever it is. But then you snap out of that and you get into the daily grind that we all get into. And the reminder here is to remember how you felt in that moment where you were doing all your self-care activities, and how light you felt and how expansive you felt and how gracious that you felt. And so when you go throughout your day, do regular check-ins to see if you're still feeling like that or if your frequency has dropped a bit. And it's just to remind you to move yourself back into that higher frequency. And the more that you do that, the more you start to really amplify your intentions, you amplify your energy, you improve your health as well. And we all know that once your health is really ticking along and really in that high vibe state, then lots of opportunities and potential open up for you. So a reminder also, it's saying, don't dismiss the simple things in life, because the more simple your life is, your daily routine is, the more simple your outlook on life is, the more powerful it will be. And it's coming through very strongly this week as less is more, keep it simple, and believe in what you're doing. And know that this week, that when you set your intentions today at the start of the week, really tune into those intentions with a real focus around the frequency that you move into when you're doing your self-care practices, and really tune into that frequency. And the more that you become aware of it, the more that you really sit in that, the more that you will feel layers shedding off you. You'll be able to feel the doubts and the fears dissipating in front of you. And that monkey mind of where you sit into thinking, you're not good enough, you're not clever enough, that will just disappear in a second, in a thought, because it's holding this higher frequency, this higher vibration will just allow those thoughts to come in, tap you on the shoulder, and you can just let them go and move on and rewrite what your intentions are this week. And it's always good to write them down, because when you put them down on paper, then you're stimulating more senses and you're making it more tangible as well. So the next card that's come through is Mother Rose. Why can't I see that on my screen? There we go. So Mother Rose is a very nurturing, powerful message here. And the message is saying returning to each other, compassion and humanity. And the message I'm hearing here is obviously compassion for ourselves, that the self-care allows us to really go inward, to look at ourselves, to listen to our soul's message, our soul's wisdom. And it feels like that there's a lot of energetic codes coming through for you this week to activate your soul wisdom, to activate that that guidance, that knowledge, and it feels very much the wisdom and the knowledge codes are coming through this week to activate within you, deep within your heart. And the symbol I'm seeing is the rose symbolizing, mother. So Mother Gaia, Earth Mother. There's so many mothers. Mother Mary. Connect back to the mother within you, they're saying, and to access that inner wisdom, that inner knowledge, that that knowledge and wisdom that you've had for lifetimes, and it's the activation of what is going to serve you moving forward this week. So these activations are going to really bring to the surface the knowledge and wisdom that's going to help support you in your purpose work to really take you to the next level of your understanding. And it's also bringing forward a soul contract that you signed prior to coming into this life about your connection with the mothers, and connecting to that innate knowledge, that innate wisdom that is really going to help propel you forward as you unmask that knowledge, that wisdom, and really step into it. And by doing that will help to sever the cords of the excuse me, the ancestral mother line of new awarenesses that are coming up to you that are no longer totally aligned to who you are moving forward from this week. So it's given you the opportunity to release them, and the message is to remind you to call in Archangel's energy, because he's your protector, your healer, and sever those cords that may be attached to you. And I see some cords being attached round about your belly button, round about that solar plexus area, and just to ask him to help you release those cords now, and then bring in this golden light to fill that space that's being created there, to and give yourself permission to open and receive these new wisdom codes, these knowledge codes coming through from Mother Rose as she fills your heart space with love and compassion and healing. And as you vibrate that energy, that frequency out, just see it expanding around you, almost like a force field here, where you're sending out this healing energy to your friends, your family, your network, your people, and also the planet. And just feel that vibration sitting in you. It feels to me like you've got this bubbling up coming through this week, and yet another layer is opening up and being released as you give yourself permission to release it. So super powerful this week, and it feels like there's very much an awareness coming through that you are much more than you've given yourself credit for in the past, and it's very much a sense and a feeling that you're ready to own so much more of what you've been hiding. So let me know if that's resonating with you, and please journal on it as well, because it feels like there's going to be guidance coming through to you through your words this week, through the journaling practices. And it feels like there's also a connection there with Mother Gaia, who wants to really communicate with you with a message from your ancestral line. And it feels like it's encouraging you to ask the question of what is it that you're still holding on to, that you're struggling to let go of. And that might be coming through in it feels like it's expressing itself through the female reproductive system. So whether it's your uterus, whether it's your fallopian tubes, whether it's your menstrual cycle, whether it's your hormones, your moods, it feels like she's inviting you to have a conversation with her around what your problem is in this area, what what it feels like for you, and what it is that you need to do to take the next step to release that. Because she's saying you're not meant to hold on to these ailments, this dense energy, these old programs, and she's come through this week to help you release that. So that's super cool and really powerful. And it's a case of when you're in your meditation, just to ask those questions, whatever feels aligned for you to ask, and then just be open and receptive to releasing and then receiving the nourishment and nurturing that she's wanting to share with you this week. So I don't often get those kinds of messages coming through, but it feels like this is it's almost a new cycle that's beginning. It feels like it's really time to level up to the next level, which is always exciting when we start to shed old layers that have done their job, and we're ready to open up and bring in new information, new wisdom, new guidance that's going to serve us and serve others as well. And Sheila's saying, let me check this message, new moon in Pisces energy. Absolutely, Sheila. It's those new beginnings. It's that freshness. It's the water energy. It's the ease and flow. Thanks for sharing that, because it's for people who are very much into and aware of astrology, that just adds the next level of your awareness and your guidance. But Mother's waters, yeah, absolutely. And we know that water is emotion. It's about ease and flow and just letting the current go and following it and stop that resistance. So thanks for sharing. But yeah, it very much feels like it's a much lighter energy. It feels like the work that we've been doing isn't that hard struggle resistance that we've done in the past. It's about, being aware of it, but knowing that it's not going to be as hard as it's been in the past, which is always good, right? And the next card that's come up is all paths lead home. And I love this as a reminder, and the message here is inner authority, our intuition, and turn your gaze within. And it's very much, it's kind of summarizing what I've been talking about for this week, and it's about all our paths lead home. So we can be the academic, the knowledge gatherer, the teacher, because information is powerful, and there's so much for us to learn. But there's a reminder here to really go within and start to harvest and harness all our inner wisdom. And we do that a lot when I work with my clients in the Akashic Records. But you can do it in your meditation with the intention that you're starting to access your soul wisdom when you go into your meditations, and start to ask the questions of yourself. Talk to that inner child that's within you. Talk to your higher self, and ask the questions, because they hold all the knowledge and wisdom that you've brought into this life from many, many lifetimes. And we are going through this ascension process where the vibration on the planet is rising. So it means that, our vibration's rising as well. And the more inner work we do, the more we can speed that process up, and to do things much more quicker, which is really super cool, because it stops us procrastinating. We no longer feel that need to procrastinate, and we start to make decisions much, much quicker, without doubting ourselves, without getting caught up in paralyzing ourselves with fear, which is an old pattern, an old paradigm. So by really remembering that everything that we need to know is inside us. And the more that we access that, the more we activate our intuition, because the more that we are sitting in this space, the more we clear out our energy, we get rid of denser, old, stagnant energy, and we make way to receive lighter, clearer, cleaner energy, so that we can keep on our journey, keep our energy high, keep our vitality strong, which means that it's helping to heal us as well on all levels: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. And also what I'm feeling here is we've really got an activation coming through for the third eye, which is helping to expand our intuitive processes. So whether we are seeing things, whether it's a knowing, whether it's a we're hearing something, whether we're being guided, whether we're seeing symbols or colors, we're aware of our frequency change, our shifts, whatever it may be, there is very much an activation coming through. So when you start to feel that higher vibration coming through you in your meditations this week, give yourself permission to be open to receive what's coming through for you. And again, if you're not sure, ask questions, ask for clarity, ask for your next step, because what I'm hearing is that your next step for this week is really to tune into your intuition. Feel free to go over to my YouTube channel, and I've got some meditations there that take you into the Akashic Records, which help guide you through that process so that you can gain confidence to really get going on your journey and to reap the benefits and the rewards that come from meditating in this space in the Akasha. So that feels like that's a really powerful step for you this week, that's going to help you to move forward quickly this week. And they're also saying, be clear on your intentions this week, what it is that you really want to do this week, because it feels like sometimes there's too many intentions put there, and you kind of get into a bit of overwhelm, and then you beat yourself up because you haven't achieved them all for the week. So they're saying, just be really clear on one intention this week and really focus in on it to give you your best week yet. And I'm going to close off with this last card that's come through, and it's cracked open. And the message here is rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. And what I feel here is very much connected to this previous card that I just read about all paths leading home. And it feels like this week that the more that you focus on going within, activating those wisdom codes, receiving that activation, and really being curious, asking yourself the questions on, so what feels different about me now? What is the next step that I need to take? And the more that you become curious, the more that you trust, the more that you ask the questions, the more that you really keep things simple and focus in, then the more you're surrendering to what life's about, what you've come here to do. And it's very much a place of the more that you surrender, the more that you let go of your ego that tends to sabotage things that you're here to do. So it feels very powerful this week. It feels like we're almost getting a real push to move forward, to open up our intuition, to stand in our power, and to speak openly about this, and kind of here and coming out of the spiritual closet, because many of us are are in still hiding in that spiritual closet. We're tiptoeing around the terminology, the language we're using, and this card of being cracked open, it's kind of saying, give yourself permission to step out of that spiritual closet and take the next step, whatever that is for you. Because remember, we're all on our own journey, and it all means something different for us. But know that if you move forward, listening to the messages and the guidance that's here for you, then you're in alignment. It's all going to be perfect, and it's all going to be with ease and flow. As we remember, we're in this new Piscean energy. It's all about emotions. It's a water sign. It's about ease and flow. So hope that I can feel it resonating deep within my heart, as Mother Earth is really guiding us this week, supporting us, loving us, and is really here for us. So the more that you can reach out and ask for guidance, receive her support, her nourishment, the more fun and expansive week I feel that you're going to have. And so let's see what the messages are. So Sheila's saying, agree, it's time to burst into full bloom. Absolutely. And can you imagine, this is a relatively small group, but I feel that it's a very powerful group. And if you imagine that for all the people in this group listening to this video, either here in the Facebook group or on my YouTube channel, imagine if we all take one real positive step this week, expand our energy, receive the nourishment, how healing that's going to be for ourselves. But as a collective, we know that amplifies, and we all receive the benefits. So I'm getting goosebumps here, feeling it. So I look forward to hearing your comments about how your week unfolds and any breakthroughs that you may get, and I will talk to you next week. So have a wonderful, powerful week, and remember, that you hold everything within you, and it's time to burst out, surrender, and open yourself up, and know that you're not woohoo if you talk spirituality, intuition. We've all got it in us, and it's all awakening, and we're being cracked open and ready to share more love, light, and energy. Bye for now. Have a great week.